Hey guys, one of my clients canceled. I have a little time in between, and I realize it's been a week. I should make a video. So I told somebody I'd make a video about dailies, aka dirty dailies. So let's do that today, shall we? So the dailies. The daily log for me is the catch-all dump truck place for everything. It is, I do try to keep a format, but I don't try too hard. So the doodles go in there, the quick notes go in there. Pretty much anything I need to write down throughout the day go into my dailies. I don't use post-it notes anymore. I don't write anything anywhere other than into my dailies. So everything is always in one place, and that is an incredible breath of freedom for me because I am a recovering post-it note person. I would put them everywhere. And I'm going to, for this video, which won't be very long, unusual, I know, I'm going to go through my process of like how I use them in a regular day because somebody had asked about that. So let's do that. Oh, and FYI, here's my fancy new office. Isn't it nice? Oh, wait, no, not zoom. Wide angle. There we go. Purdy. Okay, don't throw up. Anyways, yeah, see, I got time. I ate my pretzels. I have no client. All right, so every morning, the first thing that I do when I get up in the morning, no, that's not true. When the bullet journal app goes off and reminds me, I go into my bullet journal, I will open the bullet journal app, and it will show me if there's anything that I threw into there anytime in the last 24 hours. If I don't have my bullet journal with me and I need to put something down, I use the app. I like it because it deletes everything in 72 hours. So if you don't put it in your journal by then, you just lose it, which is good. I like that. In the morning, when the alarm goes off, I sit down, I write the date, I put my little bracket that used to be for tracking anxiety, and now I just use it for, there we go, focus. And now I use it to keep track of where my daily journaling goes in the book. And I will go to my Frankenlog or my monthly log where I keep tasks that are scheduled for certain days. And I will look at that date. So Thursday, look there. Okay, it's garbage night. So that's going to get migrated into my daily for the day. And this day was a lot busier. So on that day I had, I had to push the button and I had to pay Comcast. I like overpaid, so I only owe them a tiny bit. And then I have to pay I have to harass a friend about something on Facebook. Just silliness. And so anything for today, what you need to do is you need to do a so count. Every time I say so, you just drink or something. I don't know. I say it a lot. So anything that was in there, I will put in here. I will also, in the morning, I go to my Google Calendar. Where are you, Google Calendar? Right, so I'll go to my Google Calendar and I'll look at my day in Google and any appointments that are in there. I like to write them into my daily log in my bullet. There's no need to do that. Like, yes, I'm technically duplicating information by moving it, but moving it helps me remember. Taking it out of my calendar and putting it in here, and then taking like the tasks out of Frankenlog and putting it in here. I'm taking my things from places and I'm putting them in here. So it's all kind of in one place. The schedule may change during the day, but still. Also for work, there's a calendar app we use called Therapy Notes, and it kind of takes too many clicks to log in. And so this makes it easy for me to see that stuff without having to log in every time to see it. Anywho, so I will put in all my dates. So like these are all the clients that I'm seeing. And then, there's garbage night from Frankenlog. I had to do this for my boss. And then like tasks that I wanted to do that day. I just happened to know that I needed to get that done. It was in the back of my mind. I went to the doctor today and I have a medication that I can only fill every 30 days. So I wrote down the last time it was filled, and then this is the new prescription date, and then these are the dates where they have to be filled. So that, because at that moment, I could not take the time to flip into my future log and put that stuff down. And then I saw a new person today, so I have to scan their stuff in. But after I left the doctor's office and I had a little time, I did take these two dates and I put them into my future log. Hello, future log, where'd you go? Oh, there we go. So there's the refill there, and there's that refill there. So those got migrated appropriately. I have 3 bookmarks in my journal. I use 1 bookmark for my monthly, I use 1 bookmark for my daily, and I use 1 bookmark for my free flow. That sound was the sound of when the appointment was supposed to end, I think. Anyways, then the last bookmark is for my most current page of free flow. Regarding free flow, Ryder Carroll talks about doing daily journaling at the bottom of your daily logs, but I like to have no limitation to the amount of space I have in my daily log. So instead of doing that, what I do is I journal independently. So every journal at some point, there's going to be a first page of what I like to call free flow, which looks like it's going to be past here. There we go. So there's the first page of free flow. And so I will thread this throughout the book. So it stops here and it picks up again on page 30. There it is. And so on and so forth. So throughout the book, I will do that. And whatever day, so like, here we go. So on Tuesday, I journaled. And it's going to be on page 36. This is something new that I'm doing, and I really like it because it makes it really easy for me to find the page number for what it was I was doing. Wait, that's not true. Oh, I've been running into this problem where the actual page numbers are really hard, like kind of faint, and my numbers next to it are big and fat and thick. So I actually, on the 12th, I journaled on page 33, but when I glanced at it too quickly, I wrote 36. So we have to fix that. I love writing on camera. It's great. That was sarcasm, a mild form of irony where I say the opposite of what I really mean, but use subtle nuances in tone so that you can tell that that's not what I meant. So there we go. Now I have the right page. So this way I have a quick way of seeing what page that if I did any journaling, I will know when I look at the daily log. And I mentioned this before, this is kind of redundant, I also put the dates of my daily logs for each date I put in my monthly. So I'll add in along here what page the daily logs are for that day so I can reference that. But if I had one of my old journals here, I would show you some of the messier stuff. This is a newer journal, and I haven't done a ton of I haven't really done doodling per se in this one. I will. Very dirty. These are not very dirty dailies. As far as dailies go, these look pretty tidy. But for anybody who's seen my book in the past, you know that that is not always the case. I like doodling. I enjoy doodling. I also tend to use, for what it's worth, the back of my bullet journal. I call it the lab. And that's where I do most of my experimenting and doodling and messing around with stuff. But this is a very new book, so there's not a ton of that in here. Anyways, there you have it, kids. That is the daily logs. And I do think that the value of the daily logs is in their freestyle nature. That don't worry about the formatting. Don't worry about if you're doing it right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you have a completely friction-free, resistance-free place to dump your thoughts. Because David Allen says our brain is for having ideas, not for holding them. And I agree. I'm amazed at how many things I forget. Like when you go back and read your old stuff, I can't believe how much stuff I forget. It is surprising. And I'm very grateful to our Bujo prophet, Ryder Carroll, for this system, because it really gave me freedom to no longer have to worry about running out of space and no longer worrying about putting things in the right place. Because at the end of the day, I did forget this, at the end of the day, or the next morning when I do my reflection, anything that's in the dailies that I have to move somewhere else, I will move somewhere else. So a good example of that was those prescriptions from the doctor that I saw this morning that had to get moved to the future log. Later on, I will put them somewhere. But in the moment, I almost never try to put things in the right place right away, because that's resistance. And I might not write them down. Or there's just a slight bit of, stress, anxiety, whatever. I call it resistance. That I don't want to write it down at all because I have to figure out the right place to put it. No, screw that. Dump all of it into the dirty dailies, let them be dirty, and then sort it out later on. I hope that was helpful to somebody. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them down there, and I'll catch you guys around. Chumps and chumpettes, journal on, Megatron.